At the U.S. Open last night, Rafael Nadal beat Matteo Berrettini to advance to the tournament final. He'll face Daniil Medvedev in the men's championship match tomorrow afternoon. Between now and then, both players will get help preparing their most important pieces of game gear, their rackets. Brook Silva-Braga has been looking into just how elite players get outfitted for the Open and other major tournaments all year long.
Roger Federer.
By the time Roger Federer steps onto a tennis court, it's already been a long day for Ron Yu.
The 4:30 wake up to start stringing tennis rackets is not the most pleasurable thing in the world.
For the last 15 years, in nondescript hotel rooms around the world, Ron has personally strung Federer's rackets. 9 fresh ones, each match.
This racket will be used in like 6 or 7 hours.
Yes.
And then what happens to it?
It gets back to me and I cut out the strings.
You cut them out. What's wrong with the strings?
They lose tension.
That quickly?
Yeah. The same swing could correlate to a few inches. That's an in and out call right there.
Most pros just use local stringers provided by the tournament, and that was good enough for the players who made this year's U.S. Open finals. But for a hefty fee, some elite players hire one stringer to follow them around the world. While Ron paints the Wilson logo on Federer's rackets, just over there on the left is Glenn Roberts, stringing for Novak Djokovic, another tennis great.
What's the pitch to these guys that your service is worth it?
Consistency. I mean, there's very good stringers out there who are on-site stringers, but everyone might string slightly different.
That fixation on consistency is what created the personal stringing business. Yvonne Lendl, a star of the 1980s, obsessed over perfectly strung rackets. And other top players soon noticed. Mats Wilander was ranked #1 in the world in the late 80s.
It's comfort. You want to be 100% sure that your rackets are exactly the same, exactly how you want them. For a normal player, I'm telling you that you're not going to feel that difference. But for these guys, yes, of course they feel it.
It's going to affect the balance and the swing weight.
But before strings even go on a frame, someone like Roman Prokes has studied the player's swing to decide exactly how to build their racket. In 2017, he suggested changes for Djokovic.
It became somewhat predictable on the court where he can go with certain shots because the racket wouldn't allow him to use the whole court from certain shots.
You took away some of the strings.
We actually took away a little bit of strings so he can generate more spin. We made the racket lighter. We made the weight distribution on the racket different. After 2 minutes of hitting, Novak basically said, throw all my rackets away. This is my new racket.
It's the summer of Novak Djokovic.
But this level of customization presents another challenge. Each one has to be handmade.
All tennis rackets come out from the molds looking like this.
Out of the factory, as this machine reveals, no two are exactly the same.
So it's telling me to add, 9.1 gram at this part of the handle.
Because if I would tiny little bit of weight, can I see?
Well, this is actually a lot of weight. 9 grams on a tennis racket is a lot of weight.
It feels like nothing.
No, that's a lot of weight.
After the weighted tape comes the handle.
Mix it up.
Custom fit and hand poured.
Close the mold. After 45 minutes, it's going to look just like this.
Shave off a couple thousandths of an inch, and it's ready for play.
It takes about 3 hours.
3 hours.
Per racket.
And when you watch a guy smash it on the court, what do you feel?
Cha-ching. more money. They have plenty more rackets in the back, and I can always make more.
Roman charges about $500 per racket. He has a shop here in New York. He'll make them for anyone, but the guys who do Federer's rackets said they will not, they get lots of requests, they will not make the identical racket because they're afraid people will go on eBay and sell them.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
Is there no record standard?
They have a lot of leeway, and it's been interesting how it evolves. They now use different strings than they did years ago. The shape and size of the racket has changed as well.
I tell you something.
What do you think when they smash a racket?
I know.
More money.
More money.
Oh, wow. Brooks, thank you so much.